Howdy.
Howdy.
Okay. Looks like Mike is live. Okay, it appears we are good to go. Welcome back to another Ryabuscus live. Apologies, I haven't made content in, I think it's honestly nearing about 4 months now. That's my bad. I don't know, just been busy, not a lot of good ideas, I don't want to just throw out a bunch of unboxings and stuff for the heck of it. But today I'm going to be playing Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. This game's already been out quite a while, or the original game's been out about 3 years, but it was only on PC and it was free. As of today, it's out on now all systems, Switch, PS4, Xbox, obviously it's compatible with PS5 and Series X too. But they added side stories, there's like new artwork, there's like a full soundtrack in game, so it's basically a re-release on all systems with like improved graphics, a bunch of extra content, and DLC. This I'm assuming is just for like the console version. It's got like this kind of mimicry PC desktop. This is actually not, when you first start the game, it'll give you the immediate thing it says is all these characters are over 18. And then it'll just load up the game like this. I had changed the wallpaper already, but that's what it'll look like when you spawn in. And then, I don't know, they got all the different characters to start. I just did this because that's what the traditional PC sign-in is. You can see you play the main DDLC here, side stories, files, which I tried jacking around with a bit, and you just can't do anything yet. It says you don't have enough permissions, like if you try to delete Monica or anything. So just beware, if anyone is watching this and hasn't played the original game, there's going to be spoilers. I haven't actually played it myself, but I've watched full Let's Play. I'm probably just going to do the side stories. I don't know, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do here yet, but first I was going to show off what the game has. So this is like the music player. Settings are really bare bones. That's basically it. As of now, when you start the game, you don't get all that much, but I'm sure we'll get more as we go. And you know what? Why not? Let's go ahead and start the main game, shall we? Since I've actually never played it myself. Would you like to review detailed content warning, which contains spoilers? Alternatively, in-game content warnings can be enabled. Would you like to review content warnings? No. It's been quite a while since I actually saw the stuff for this game too, so I probably forgot it quite a lot. You know the game's age rated in your region and consent to photo highly disturbing content. Okay. They really put the warnings on this game, don't they? Doki Doki. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's kind of that original base menu. So this actually is the main game then. Okay, so they have it within the menu. That's kind of cool. Let me double check the stream here, make sure it's all good.
Okay, so they have it within the menu.
Yep, everything appears to be fine. Alright, so far so good. Is there any settings? Okay, so what's in the game? There's actual good settings now. Okay, so we got text speed, audio option. Alright, let's boot up a new one. This actually does look quite a bit better. Apparently it wasn't fully 1080p before. Guess I should honestly probably read this text. I mean, I'm giving enough time to read it, but given that this is all visual novel. Sayori, aha, I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that you were thinking about ignoring me? That's mean. Well, people stare at you for acting weird, and I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Alright, so we're waiting for Sayori, apparently. Heading off to school. Yep. Oh, a lot of other students. Not a club to join yet. That's pretty sus. A club? Ah, she worries about me. Ah, apparently my character is fully content spending my free time on games and anime. Alright. Many skills before college. You just assume my character is going to college. A neat and a fee? Okay, I don't even know what that is. Ordinary school day. I suppose it's gonna be boring if you're just reading, so yeah, I'll go ahead and read the text. Ryan, clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Fair choice. Sayori, hello. Ryan, Sayori. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm not gonna do voices, that's horrible. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori, yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. She was the first one to show interest. After the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Well, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I'd bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Well, cupcakes? You can't tempt me with free food. Of course I gotta come. Don't make promises you can't keep. Yeah, well, that's fair, Sayori. Shouldn't have done that. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's as cunning to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Bruh, this game's dialogue is wild. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Oh, Ryan, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. Finally, someone's respectable around here. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? No comment. If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Oh, you're getting embarrassed. That's sweet. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping it with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Oh well, it's time to meet both of you. It's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? Oh, I know Monica. I do remember that. My character knew her from math class, I think. Smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk. We were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in the class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me genuine feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Ryan. We've made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. We'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Woo! Wow, look at Sayori's face. She's wildin'. Lifts the foil to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Oh, that's kind of cute. Whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chalk that were used to make ears. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, and Monica, I follow. It's delicious. I also have decided I will read the text, and I might do a little bit of mimicry and voices and stuff, but generally, if you want to pay attention, just look at the box up top. Keep track of that, and you should be fine. Sayori talks with a mouthful and has already managed to get icing on her face. I don't see any icing on that face. Staring the cupcake around on my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet, full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good! Or as the kids say, bussin' bussin'! Thank you, Natsuki. What? Well, why are you thanking me? It's not like I haven't heard this somewhere before. Made them for you or anything. Aw, you little Natsuki blessin'. Eh? I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for you, you know, you dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before sitting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. Keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Yeah, I personally don't drink tea. I don't know if this guy does. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? See, that's the one weird thing about this game. Like, you see the pose switch right there? She just, like, it's like cardboard cutout just, like, swinging around. There's, like, no transition. Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and public publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling the dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all their efforts to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. Oh, that's fair. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe they were also delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Ryan, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. Yes! Manga! Muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Ooh. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Okay, manga is art, okay? Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her key tip with her finger. So sophisticated. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grabbed something I could write to at a minimal level. This rate, Yuri might swap a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. Yes, you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Real horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. I also dislike horror. Why's that? Well, I just figured that I start over me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud, and give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is as cute as you are. Yuri slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing the level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. Was she willing to open up your memories to readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart? Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. Oh, she's not happy about that. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Oh, I wanted to read everyone's poems. Sayori's not disappointed. We all sit in silence for a moment. Monica, okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. And the next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Ryan? Monica swells warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? No, oh, come on, man. Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly came forth with what's been in mind the entire time. Never said I would join this club. Oh, they're gonna be all so sad. But I never made any decisions. Corey just made me stop by. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. Look at those cuties! This guy's gonna simp. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry. Oh, now they're all sad now. Look at what this guy's done. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That's it. If I'm writing poems, it's the price I need to pay in order to find time every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sarah wraps her hands around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. You really just came for the cupcakes, I'd be super pissed. I mean, who wouldn't come for the cupcakes, to be fair, but... And that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. This guy's not enthusiastic at all. Okay, everyone, I think that with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. If everyone remembering tonight's assignment, write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Ryan, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Ryan, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sarah and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls: Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of the circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Finally, some interaction. Pick words to think your favorite club member were like. Something good might happen. Okay, so obviously Yuri is the best. Okay, what is she like? So, yep, okay. She likes fancy words or dark words. Oh, so far so good. 5 minutes? Yeah, so far so good. Oh, this is a tough one. Tragedy. Dang! I was trying to get a perfect poem. If it's majority, it can still be for Yuri, but Yuri likes pain. That's a little kinky. Sadness. No, this is it for Sayori. I guess I need more complicated words. So more complicated weather than dark, I guess is what she likes. I don't know what that means, so probably. Philosophy. Boo. Oh, Sayori likes death. And Yuri likes massacre. Okay. Alright, I hope Yuri likes it. I tried. Hi again, Ryan. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. Last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Ryan. Hope it isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you have planned to come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki at least don't have a big mouth as someone who keeps their manga collection in the club room. You trashing manga? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Yes, manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry guys, Ryan always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Ryan can become good friends too. Sayori, As usual, Sayori storms oblivious to the weird situation she has put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori! Ah, come on, you don't spoil stuff like that. Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sorry, I made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. Well, it'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Well, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright, well here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I don't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. We could, discuss it if you wanted. This is How is This Girl Accidentally Being So Cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Well, Yuri, thank you, and I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew! Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Tori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a bit more, but at the same time I'd feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she knows me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and her eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper into her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... that's the book that you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it, not for any particular reason. Just curious how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. Glad to hear it. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright, I just want to make sure I don't accidentally give away anything. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She is targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of their relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like she was feeling to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out from nowhere. Yuri gently jiggles all of a sudden. What? Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, right? Oh, giggles. Oh boy, I'm a bad reader. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be a naive one for letting their one-sided morals interface with the villain's plan. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess that's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like book and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. But sorry if I end up saying something strange, so please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you're looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I put in my bag. Alright, if it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah? Are you sure? Seem a little too apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. It's to understand what Yuri means about reading in company. As if I can feel a presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry! You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. Here, this should work, right? I slam my desk up against Yuri's and hold my book between the two of them. Suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh, we're switching angles. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it into her thumb after it flips to her side. But at holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Oh, did you see the eye move back? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own violation. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side, as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second-guesses all the things she says and does. Oh, that's kind of rude to say, but she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see in your head or anything. They're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. That was kind of rude to say, but she remained silent for a moment. But Ryan, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. So embarrassing that you think that. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really know you're self-conscious about that sort of thing. Guess the more I meant it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. Whoop. I think it's about time we share poems today with each other. We might even miss time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, sparing from finishing her thought. Is everything alright, Yuri? Here, just give me 1 second here. There we go. So I just had to do something quick. You look kind of down. Sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri released her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you rather prefer only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's on the wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. You can see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Yuri! I wrote it for Yuri. Most experienced, so I'll start with her. I trust her opinion to be fair. Oh, sorry guys, 1 sec.